in the end, kawawa yung kalusugan mo. Wow, masyado namang ano, dramatic naman ito. Pero yeah, I feel strongly about this kasi in in medicine, sa mga doctors, we're very sleep deprived, no? 24 hours work and all that. Kaya I chose not to work in the hospital kasi I cannot adjust to that kind of culture. So that's one of the ways, know when to walk away. I walked away kasi hindi ko kaya yun eh. 24 hours, I cannot. So speaking of balance, when it comes to your food, ito yung kailangan yung isipin din kasi. So in every aspect of your life, 'di ba? So pati rin sa kinakain nyo. Ganito dapat ang plato nyo as much as possible. Kalahati niyan dapat fiber. Kailangan may gulay, tapos 1/4 carbs, carbs mo yung rice, and then 1/4 protein. So kung ano mang protein yan. So wag nyo isipin na masama ang rice ha. Rice is good, but in moderation. Kailangan mo lang siya i-balance with the vegetables. Ang concern kasi natin sa rice, wala siyang micronutrients masyado at wala siyang fiber. So kailangan natin i-balance with fiber by adding vegetables. And then yung protein mo, so kung yung protein mo spam or yung protein mo hotdog, okay lang yun. Pero wag mo kainin on its own. Kailangan may vegetables kasi yung hotdog, yung spam, may protein sila but they don't have fiber, they don't have micronutrients. So you need to balance it out with the vegetables. So siyempre, tulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, too much rest is also bad. Di naman pwede na tulog ka lang ng tulog, rest ka lang ng rest. We also need to incorporate exercise in our daily routine because 30 minutes of exercise every day reduces heart disease by 40%. Napakalaking reduction nun. So how do you know that a particular activity is considered exercise? If you're able to achieve a heart rate of 99 beats per minute to 118 beats per minute at nasustain mo ito for 30 minutes. So siguro nadaanan niyo yung post ko na naging controversial. Yung sinabi ko na hindi considered exercise ang gawaing bahay. So the reason why sinabi ko yon is because some people just clean the house once a week. Yung iba twice a week. Okay? Alam ko naman nakakapag-increase yun ng heart rate, nagpapawis kayo. Pero if you do it every day, if you do it every day, 7 days a week, oh sige, consider natin na exercise yan. Dami pa ng away sa akin noon. Grabe. Sasamahan nyo. Charit. Okay. Now, all things considered, we go back to the 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine. Lahat ng ito, kailangan yung bantayan sa buhay ninyo in order for you to develop healthy habits so you can have a wealthy life. Para makatipid kayo and then you can spend your money on travel, you can spend your money on food, experiences, spend your money on your family instead of your hospital bills. So don't forget to balance your meals. Don't forget to have physical activity regularly. Manage your stress. Hindi pwedeng i-ignore ang stress. Kailangan talaga natin ma-manage yan so that we can have restful sleep. And then we also have to let go talaga of the addictive substances. So this includes alcohol, this includes the cigarettes, this includes the vape. And we have to nurture our social connections. So ang ibig sabihin ng nurturing social connections, you have to surround yourself with people who build you up, those who support you, those who align with your values and with your goals. And you build connections with people who are also willing to be there for you at the same level that you will be there for them, who are willing to be as present just as much as you're willing to be present, instead of forcing relationships na alam mo namang hindi talaga mag-work. When you force relationships that don't work out, it will be toxic for you and you will end up with anxiety and depression, and it will be harder to fix the other pillars of lifestyle. All right. So being healthy is not a goal, it is a lifestyle commitment. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Okay, let's go with the questions. Agad-agad.
Thank
Pag-ibisahin
you
ng chat.
so much, Doc. Yes, agad yan dahil alam mo na ang daming gustong magtanong or meron na kaming actually
Yeah.
questions na nakuha sa chat
I
box.
know.
Alam ko na, Doc, before we go into the session, alam ko na magigilty ako sa topic natin today. I was just talking to some of my workmates. No, I think that was the other day. Sobrang kulang ako sa tulog and then I woke up the following day. Masakit ang ulo ko, then I had to file sick leave. I had to buy medicines and stuff like that. So it all begins with a quality sleep, Doc, no? So something that I think most of us, most in the audience had to work on. Ayan. So thank you so much for those reminders, Doc. Let's get into the Q&A. No, we've actually had some questions na before we start our session.
Yeah.
Meron kaming na-receive na email actually. Let me just read one of it, no. This is talking about yung mga um I think no yung mga habits na nabuo nila in their life. And one of which is, "Hi Doc, I would like to quit smoking, but I always fail. I am turning 44 this May, and it would be a lovely gift if you can give me tips how to quit and managing stress while on my journey to a healthier me." So thank you so much in advance. Any thoughts on that, Doc? Anything that you'd like to share?
Alright, so may iba't ibang stories kasi sa pagdating sa pagki-quit sa paninigarilyo. So yung ginagawa ng iba is called cold turkey. So basically cold turkey is yung magki-quit ka suddenly out of nowhere. Isa-stop mo lang talaga and then you will rely on discipline, consistency, and building other habits other than smoking para ma-distract ka. So for others, it works. Hindi naman sila nagkaka-withdrawal symptoms, pero yung mga iba kasi highly dependent on nicotine. Nicotine kasi is the addictive substance in the cigarettes. And pag biglaan kasi sila nag-stop, nagkaka-withdrawal symptoms like yung pinagpapawisan, nagkaka-anxiety, hirap sila makatulog. So the other way for you to quit smoking is through nicotine replacement therapy. So if you need more guidance with that, I do suggest magpakonsulta sa pulmonologist. Pero may over-the-counter naman kasi tayong nicotine replacement products like the nicotine gum. So may mga nicotine gums available here in the Philippines that you can purchase at any drugstore. So those who are looking to quit, you can go there and ask for a nicotine gum. Hindi ko masasabi yung brand, pero I think there is only one brand here in the Philippines. And then you ask your pharmacist kung paano ba siya i-take, kung paano siya i-chew, kailan siya i-chew, para ma-manage yung possible na nicotine withdrawal mo. So yun lang naman yung binabantayan kasi natin pag nag-stop ka sa paninigarilyo. It's the nicotine withdrawal. So to prevent that, magni-nicotine gum ka. So there. And then aside from that din naman, smoking kasi is a stress reliever for some people. Kaya siya nagiging habit. So, ang gagawin dito kasi, you really need the mind shift power once again. You have to expose yourself to new activities na kung saan imbes na kukuha ka ng sigarilyo, ito na lang ang gagawin mo. So other people, what they do is they exercise. They dedicate their a particular time of their day na, okay, at this time, I'm going to exercise because this is my stress reliever. So, look for a new activity kung saan masiset mo sa katawan mo na pag nasistress ka, ito yung gagawin mo instead of reaching for a cigarette. Ayan.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Let's talk about naman about the sleep that you shared earlier, no? Recommended ba, Doc, ang melatonin gummies or the use of melatonin, sleeping pills, or how do you call it ba, pills or meds, Doc? If you're having difficulty in sleeping, is it habit forming ba, Doc, if we consistently use, no, or take those kind of melatonin?
Yes, for me naman, as much as possible talaga, I want you to focus on adjusting your lifestyle. You really have to put in the effort to make the necessary changes in your day-to-day activities, in the food that you consume, para hindi ka mag-rely sa melatonin. Kasi kung may pwede naman tayong i-adjust sa mga choices natin, sa lifestyle natin, let's do that. As much as possible, let's do that. Kasi yung melatonin, that's a supplement, no? It's going to be additional burden to the kidneys, additional burden to the liver. Although, hindi naman significant. Pero kung pwede namang walang i-process yung kidneys mo, walang i-process yung liver mo, why not? 'Di ba? Pero, sige, if you're starting out sa pagbabago ng sleep routine mo, you can take melatonin for 5 days, 5 days or a week. Pero kasabay ng pag-take mo ng melatonin bago matulog, ay dapat ina-adjust mo na yung mga lifestyle decisions mo. So, this includes yung avoiding coffee 6 hours before you sleep. This includes avoiding heavy meals before you sleep. This includes avoiding alcohol before you sleep. This includes balancing your meals throughout the day. This includes avoiding sugar throughout the day. So, hindi pwedeng umaasa kasi tayo sa melatonin alone because melatonin helps, but it is not the cure to help you sleep. The cure is in changing your behavior and building a new lifestyle, building healthier habits. We should not rely on medications alone.
Thank you, Doc. I guess, no, pag we highly depend on those supplements, baka nga maging, ang body natin would be highly dependent on those. Pag naging absent siya, baka mabigla or mawala agad yung ating routine sa pagtulog. Doc,
Yes.
in still with sleeping, no, meron po tayong question. What's the best way to regular cortisol level?
Ano yun? Again, ano yung question?
What's the best tip to regular cortisol level?
Okay, para ma-normalize yung cortisol level.
Ma-normalize. Yes.
Okay, so yung cortisol talaga natin, it's known as our stress hormone. So that's within normal levels naman, it is beneficial. Makokontrol yung
Mhm.
inflammation, makokontrol yung blood pressure natin, pero pag sobra yung cortisol. So it's a mixture of things. And yung pinaka-importante dito na yung keyword talaga natin to regulate cortisol is stress management. So again, remember, cortisol is our stress hormone. So in order for you to regulate that, you need to manage your stress. So kung alam mo kung ano yung source of stress mo, you need to face that directly instead of pretending it does not exist. So for example lang, if you have family problems, if you have issues in the house, you have to address that. Hindi pwede yung sweep under the rug tapos bukas paggising mag-a-act na lang na parang walang nangyari. Okay, if you have problems with your relationship with your friends, with your partner, hindi pwede yung, sige, hayaan na natin yun. Kasi nagpa-pile up yan eh. Kada hayaan na natin, nagpa-pile up kasi yan. That's not proper stress management. Proper stress management is facing the problem at hand and solving it immediately. If you have to cut off people along the way, medyo ano na to, extensive. If you have to cut off someone in your life to manage your stress, do it. Kasi alam ko, most of our stress kasi nasa relationships yan eh. Okay naman sana yung trabaho natin if it weren't for our relationships. Okay naman sana yung ginagawa natin kung if it weren't for our toxic family members. So you really have to take that risk to manage your stress. If it means moving out, if it means na bumukod ka, go. Also in the workplace, sometimes may mga overly demanding superiors tayo na we cannot handle it. So it's up to you to set the boundaries. It's up to you to speak up and say na parang wait lang, parang
Mhm.
sobra naman na to, it's not within my job description. Kasi kung oo
Yes.
ka lang ng oo sa mga bagay na alam mo namang labas na sa job description mo, magpa-pile up at magpa-pile up yan. So if you want to regulate your stress, your cortisol levels, it starts with setting boundaries. It starts with fixing the relationships with the problems that you have in your life in different aspects of your relationships. And aside from that, it also comes with your diet. So, nalaman natin kanina that serotonin is our happy hormone. And in order for us to produce serotonin in the body, we need to maintain a healthy gut. How do we maintain a healthy gut? Fiber. So, alam ko sa inyo, hindi kayo masyadong nagfa-fiber kasi mas pinipili niyo yung masarap. Kasi Doc, sobrang sarap, kaya yun yung pinipili ko. Pero just because masarap, it doesn't mean na tama siya. Okay? So you really have to put in the active effort to choose the things that will benefit your body, not just yung masasarap. So, I will say naman kasi na, for example, fast food. Kung gusto mo ng fast food, sige, mag-fast food ka. But you have to schedule it once a week. Once a week, pero
Okay.
all the rest of the days, dapat balance yung meals mo. Mahilig ka sa ice cream? Sige, once a month. Mag-ice cream ka. You schedule a particular day but don't make it part of your daily routine. Okay? Because your daily routine is what will regulate your cortisol levels kung anong binibigay mo sa katawan mo. And of course, sleep. Sleep is the best stress regulator. So hanggat hindi mo na-achieve ang quality sleep, you will not be able to regulate your cortisol levels. And how do you achieve sleep? It's through mind shift power, managing your stress through mind shift power.
Thanks, Doc. O, ayan, sa mga overachievers sa work and talagang hindi nagno-no. So a gentle reminder from Doc Keely, no? Remind yourself to pause para ma-manage mo ang iyong health, lalo na ang iyong sleep. Ayan. Doc, let's talk about naman diet, no? A lot of questions is about diet. Unang-una, Doc. Um, Doc, paano po or what are your thoughts about protein diet alone?
Protein diet alone. No,
Yeah.
okay, just a disclaimer kasi I am not a nutritionist or dietitian. However,
Mm-mm.
based on research kasi, if you have too much protein in the diet, tapos wala kang carbs, wala kang micronutrients, wala kang fiber, pag pure protein ka lang kasi, this can possibly stress out the kidneys. So, chine-check kasi yung kidneys, yung blood test doon is creatinine. So, creatinine is the chemical na napoproduce mula sa muscles natin na kailangang ma-dispose, no? Na kailangang matanggal sa katawan natin. So, pag sumobra yung protein mo, na-stress na yung kidneys, kasi yung kidneys natin may limit yan eh. At saka pag challenge natin, masisira talaga siya. So sabihin na natin, protein ka lang, like super duper high protein ka lang throughout the day, throughout your entire life. It's going to increase your creatinine levels and this will destroy your kidney functions. So if you're planning to go on a high protein diet, pag sinabi naman kasing high protein, hindi ibig sabihin nito na only protein. Okay?
Yeah.
Magkaiba ang high protein sa only protein. Okay, so if you're going on a high protein diet, I do suggest hiring a nutritionist and dietitian to guide you along the way para hindi maapektuhan yung kidneys mo and you will still have normal creatinine levels.
Okay. Thanks, Doc. In relation, no, kung ang question kanina is more about the proteins, Doc, is there such a thing as overeating of fibers? Like gusto ko lang ang meal ko for lunch is ginataang gulay, no meat, no rice. Okay lang po ba yon?
Okay, that's okay. You will, well, dun sa dinescribe mong pagkain, hindi ka mag-over eat ng fiber.
Fiber.
However, there is such a thing as overeating in general. There is such a thing as overeating in general. So for example, like nakatatlong plato ka ng ginataang ano, yung ano yung meal niya?
Overeating, of fibers, ang ulam daw for lunch ay ginataang gulay without meat and without rice, Doc.
Ayun, ginataang gulay. Well, that's good kasi 'di ba, syempre rich in vitamins, rich in
Yeah.
fiber. But the thing is, you still have to be conscious then of the calories. So
Mm-hmm.
you can exceed the calories, but there's no such thing as overeating sa fiber. Fiber is good. Fiber is good.
Okay.
Compared to other foods talaga, fiber is best. Kung fiber lang kakainin mo, that's okay. Kaso nga lang, the problem here is baka sumakit yung ulo mo kasi wala kang carbs. Ang
Mm-mm.
carbs kasi kailangan yun as immediate fuel source for our brain. So yun yung fuel source kasi ng utak natin para makapag-isip tayo na maayos. So we also need carbs. So it's still better na may konting carbs, wag naman yung pure fiber lang. Okay? Still include
Okay.
carbs.
I guess, Doc, tama, no? It all boils down to a healthy and well-balanced diet, no? And of course, if you wanna go on a specific diet, katulad nung natanong kanina, and a high-protein diet, hiring a professional like nutritionist
Yes.
will be more effective, no? Doc, let's talk about naman some of the specific questions in relation to maybe a pre-existing condition. So one of
Okay.
the questions is, Doc, about elevating blood sugar, ano po ang recommended na diet? Kasi parang lahat ng food ay may sugar.
Yes, that's correct. So I think they're referring to carbs. Carbs kasi when you eat it will be converted into glucose in the body. Now, when it comes to diabetes, ang kailangan niyo lang tandaan dito is you need to balance. Like I know paulit-ulit
Mhm.
tayo dito. Pero kasi one of the ways to regulate the blood sugar levels is fiber. Fiber
Okay.
helps regulate your blood sugar levels para hindi siya mag-spike. Iiwasan kanina kasi natin yung blood sugar spike. So, you know what? Rice for diabetics is okay. You just need to lessen it. So, for a diabetic, instead of 1 cup of rice, you need to do half a cup. And kailangan may kasabay palagi na vegetables. Kailangan may kasabay na fiber palagi. If you're going to eat carbs, kailangan may kasabay na fiber palagi. Yes, carbs give sugar, pero pag may kasabay siyang fiber, it will regulate the
Mhm.
the levels of your blood sugar para maging, ano bang tawag mo doon, gradual yung increase
Mhm.
instead of mag-shoot up yung blood sugar. So of course,
Okay.
yung mga snacks kasi natin, that's why, snacking is not recommended for diabetics, actually for anyone. Kasi yung mga snacks
Mhm.
natin, wala siyang fiber. Wala siyang
Okay.
micronutrients. Snacks, they're just pure sugar. They're pure sugar, they're processed, and it doesn't give you any benefits at all. So if you're going to snack, fruits are better. So iisipin siguro ng mga diabetics, ala, fruits, oh my God, di ba that's sugar? Well, kalmahan ninyo, okay? Kalma lang kayo guys, okay? Because fruits have sugar, but they are not sugar alone. Gets ba? Yung fruits may
Yeah.
kasama siyang fiber, may
Fiber.
kasama siyang vitamins. So it will regulate your blood sugar levels. Okay, don't be scared of eating yung isang piraso ng orange, hindi magso-shoot up yung blood sugar mo diyan kasi may kasama namang fiber 'yan, yung orange. Kahit yung banana, it's okay to eat banana, hindi magso-shoot up yung sugar mo diyan because it has fiber. Fruits come with fiber. So it's okay, fruits are okay.
Okay. Sige, Doc, at last for this topic, no, about existing conditions. Ano po ang solusyon, Doc, para sa mga acidic? Kasi every time na umiinom ako ng gatas, vanilla flavor siya, every morning ko tinitake, and after ko inumin, sinusuka ko lang, and I think grabe yung pagiging acidic ko. Nakakawalang gana kasi siyang kumain.
Yes, yes, definitely. So actually, we have to avoid milk talaga pagka
Okay.
acidic because milk is converted into lactic acid. So yun, keyword acid, ayun, dadami talaga yung acid sa katawan. Now, yung alternative is almond milk. You have to drink plant-based milk. So those are the
Mm-hmm.
kinds that are actually good for
Okay.
people with hyperacidity. So yung mga oat milk, almond milk, any other kind of milk, hindi na pwede yan. Fresh milk, low-fat milk, bawal, 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 bawal. Focus on
Okay.
plant-based milk. And then if you're acidic, hindi pwedeng matagal na walang laman ang tiyan mo. Kasi kahit hindi tayo kumakain, constantly nagpo-produce ng acid ang tiyan. So kailangan meron kang at least small frequent meals lang. Small frequent meals. Huwag yung napapatagal ng siguro 4 hours, 5 hours. 4 hours, 5 hours, that's too long na walang laman ang sikmura pag acidic ka. Kailangan may food kasi so that you can neutralize the acid. So make sure naman na nang kakainin mo din is healthy and hindi masyadong mataas ang calories. Kasi nga hindi pwede na 4 to 5 hours walang laman ang tiyan. Ayun.
Okay.
And pag sobra-sobra na talaga yung sakit as in humahapdi yung tiyan, you might need to consult a gastroenterologist because
Mhm.
maaaring meron kang H. pylori infection. Lalo na pag sobrang tagal na talaga ng pagiging acidic mo. Tapos parang kahit nag-adjust ka ng diet mo, wala pa rin nangyayari. So you might need a gastroenterology consult kasi baka hindi sapat yung lifestyle adjustment. Baka kailangan na rin maggamot para tanggalin yung bacteria na H. pylori sa tiyan. Yeah.
Okay. Doc, last two questions, but this is about naman exercise, no? I saw your post and I think it was somehow naging trending talaga siya. Unang question for that, Doc, after mag-exercise, pwede bang humiga agad?
Hmm. Yes. Of course, pwede naman. Humiga, as in hindi ka matutulog ah. Hihiga ka
Okay.
lang. Hihiga ka lang. It's
Okay.
okay. Para makapag-rest. Well, the reason
Okay.
kung bakit ayaw kong matulog ka agad is because kailangan mo maligo, okay? Kailangan mo maligo after mo mag-exercise, okay? Kasi that's gonna cause body odor and
Mhm.
fungal infections on the skin. Kaya, kasi yung pawis, pag natuyo yan, ayun, babaho ka talaga, tapos magiging single ka forever, okay? So, okay lang
Okay, I
humiga.
guess no. Si ang ating mga I guess is worried about siguro yung aftermath ng exercise na baka biglang itulog agad. So the answer is yes. Sorry, humiga pwede but not matulog agad no because of the physical naman no na itulog na lang bigla yung pawis and all of that. Doc,
Exactly.
last question about exercise. Doc, kailan po ba dapat mag-breakfast? Kailan po dapat mag-breakfast? After mag-exercise or before mag-exercise?
Okay, this is interesting. It will depend on you. It will depend on you. Kasi ako personally, kaya ko mag-exercise kahit wala pang laman. Like, yung routine ko kasi before was the first thing I do in the morning is I exercise. So, kaya ko naman. My performance is okay kahit walang laman ang tiyan ko. And then, I eat breakfast na lang after I exercise. Pero, if you're the type of person talaga na kailangan ng energy boost before you exercise, as in, feel mo talaga wala kang energy, kailangan mo ng at least, I don't know, siguro one piece of bread, ganun. Okay lang, mag-breakfast ka and then wait for an hour and then mag-exercise ka. Depends on you.
Okay, so yes, I think exercise would always depend on you, sa pace mo, and sa habit na binibuild mo, no? So, kailangan, I think the bottom line is, kailangan meron tayong gawin na exercise